Well, for more, let's cross to Tehran. Correspondent Reza Saya joins us. Reza, are you a betting man? What would you say the chances are of a meeting within weeks between Donald Trump and Hassan Rouhani?
I'm not a betting man, and it's not clear. No one knows at this point, and I think that's why it's important to be very careful how we report this. This may be a case where French President Emmanuel Macron is moving a little faster than what Tehran is moving, because here in Iran, they're pumping the brakes on all the headlines and the excitement. There's been very little reaction in state media, and that's because a meeting between the Iranian president and the U.S. president is something very sensitive. It would be unprecedented in the 40-year history of the Islamic Republic, and it would be a stunning watershed. And it's not something that French President Emmanuel Macron would decide. That decision would be up to Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, and neither he, the supreme leader, nor President Rouhani, nor any other Iranian leader has specifically said that they're considering a meeting with Mr. Trump. Even so, we've had all these international headlines over the past several hours. We can explain how we got here. In the post-G7 summit news conference featuring Mr. Macron and Mr. Trump, Mr. Macron said that he believed Mr. Rouhani is ready for a meeting. Soon after Mr. Trump was asked for his reaction, he said that if circumstances were right, it would be possible. It would be possible within the coming weeks. And that's what led to the headlines. But the bottom line here in Iran is no one has specifically said that they're ready to meet Mr. Trump. Earlier today, you heard a bit of his comments. Mr. Rouhani said that he would support any meeting with anyone if it's in the national interest of Iran. But many believe he was referring to Mr. Zarif and responding to hardliner criticisms here in Iran of Mr. Zarif going to the G7 summit in France. Many people say Mr. Rouhani was referring to Mr. Zarif meeting with world leaders and no meeting with Mr. Trump. Bottom line is many things are unclear at this point. And that's why, to answer your question, I would not bet on the meeting pretty soon until someone specifically says here in Iran that they're prepared to meet Mr. Trump.
So effectively, Emmanuel Macron is reading too much into that clip we heard earlier of Iran's president?
It's not clear, but the bottom line is unless and until the supreme leader, even President Rouhani, says Mr. Trump by name, that we would consider meeting Trump with the current circumstances, there is no indication that that's going to happen. Apart from that, Iran's position has remained the same. They want sanctions lifted. They want oil sales to go up. They want banking restrictions lifted. They want European signatories to deliver on the promises of the nuclear deal. None of those have happened, and therefore there's no indication that Iran is going to change its position, at least not at this point.